1% of the tax.
Yeah, as long as nothing funny is there for rug pull and stuff, so that you can damage the reputation. That's all I was concerned about more. So as long as Cliff Dev is involved in any aspect, just to be at least know what is in that contract, to that there's no funny function or anything like that that will damage their reputation later on.
Yeah. I think we could probably discuss it. I know that they have an AMA. I know Boo has an AMA coming up, so you can probably discuss a little bit more there. But overall, it was a quick idea. We just jumped into Cliff chat really quick to kind of discuss it. But overall, there's a lot of positives to it. I mean, if you can imagine, with 100 tokens, all contributing 1% back to the Cliff LP, it's a considerable revenue to put back into a rewards pool. So the utility for the board Cliff NFTs becomes very valuable, as well as giving Boo enough ammunition to continue those buybacks and burns, and potentially having 100 tokens out there with new communities.
That's good. That's good. That's bullish.
Yeah, it would enable Zamundo. It would basically enable Cliff to bring the taxes way down to make it more attractive to traders. At the same time, it would replace the Cliff taxes with other tokens taxes.
That's good.
Yeah. So the way I'm hearing it is that Cliff's tokenomics can work just as they do now, but the taxes can be lowered.
Yep. Pretty much. Oh, we have a lot of people in here. It's like over 100 people.
Yeah, we do. I love the Hey guys, I know it sounds really good, right? But I'm gonna play the devil's advocate a little, because we need to be very careful with all this stuff. Like, not talking about with the peace token since it's an internal project, but so I've been involved with the Cliff community from like the first second, and I'm still there, right? And was one of the people who actually, with a couple more people, crystallized the strategy for shilling, and then the processes for the shilling, and how it worked, and how it kind of ended up being what it is. And the community formed around certain ideas. Kind of we worked to crystallize. Obviously, we all know that the Sheila army and the community in Cliff actually is different than even from within the ecosystem as far as the community building and shilling is concerned. So one thing, I'd be very careful with like the projects, like very, very careful, because this could end up being a disaster. Like, people like Jake Paul are being sued for scams and like launching a token, and then something happens with them, and we kind of contractually tied to them could be an issue. So that's kind of like a concern for me right off the bat. So definitely whose involvement, and also our people need to KYC to us and stuff like that, like heavily, right? So like we need to know what's going on. From my perspective, again, this is my opinion, me being protective of me being the dead, right? So that's one thing. Another thing, again, this is not coming from the grid, and again, this is not concerning the peace token, right? For other outside projects, I think 1% is not enough. In my opinion, I think the percentage should be at least 2%, because they're going to dilute us. Every project we do that, they're going to dilute us. People are going to take profits from Cliff to put in that project as well. So they're not going to come to us for the shilling. They're going to come to us for the investments from our investors. They're going to come for the shilling. They're going to come for the reputation. They're going to come for our marketing strategies. They're going to come for our organizational processes that we have in place, and we've been working really, really hard for all of this. I very much like the idea of lowering Cliff taxes to the minimum, and then having a source of revenue coming in, so we can actually have trading happening on the Cliff ongoingly, and continually buying and burning and accelerating the growth of the market cap. But our shilling is not just going to Twitter and just tweeting things, right? We have people making content around the clock for 3 months now, pretty much 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is. The quality of our content, I'll give you just an example, right? So a single high quality logo made by a professional designer whose job is to make logos and graphic design. So I've designed myself, I can't share it with you guys because it's a private matter right now, but I've designed a 2-character logo with someone, gave them all the ideas, all the concepts, and the rough drawing, and then they made it. It costs $2,400. And I brought that number down from $4,000, right? From $4,000 to $2,400. We're not talking about Fiverr and stuff. We're talking about people with 10, 15 years of experience. So we have that quality people within our community who work like that, and they creating content. Peyote, the NFT that I sent you, that Ultra Joe animated, your NFT, right? I've been shopping around. I've been having a conversation with 10, 15 different designers. That costs $100, $150 per one just to get that quality. So if we are starting to shield, we have a specific strategy to create content, from simplified content to creating simple memes, low quality memes, and then putting it and multiplying, pushing and multiplying. There's a strategy behind all of it. It takes a lot of work from a lot of people, not just shilling. So I think if people want, and for us to be able to accomplish something what we're doing for Cliff for other projects, we need to create content. It's not just shilling that. It's not just making tweets. It's not just making stuff, right? It's just being active on socials. It's also sitting down and doing tedious graphic design work, doing some strategy writing and writing things and keeping everybody in line. So it's like running a marketing department pretty much, which we are doing effortlessly because we've worked at it so long. And that costs a lot of money. I mean, you hire someone to do that for us, to do like a shield thing. We pay 3-4 ETH to like pin a message someplace, to tweet one tweet, and maybe we get volume or we don't, and that costs like 2-3 ETHs, right? And that's like $10,000. So this service that we're talking about is a high value service for other projects, could be very, very beneficial for us. I know it sounds exciting for like right off the bat. There's a risk component to it. So we need to also think about capitalizing on taking on the risk, right? Like having Boo there and us being involved in their community. Like it takes a lot of work to create a community actually. And we spoke about this Peyote a couple of days ago. People are clueless how community formation happens. It's not just opening up a voice, right? It takes a lot of work. So I'd say if we're going to do this for someone else, we should look into the number more than 1%. I would definitely do minimum of 2. And then depending on what they need, we should be assessing to see what they need, who their team is, what are their qualifications, analyzing, and then coming up with a particular strategy, what needs to be done, what is going to be on us, and the percentage should be flexible. It could be like, maybe we don't need to do content. Maybe they have brilliant content creators. We're going to tell them what they need to do. They're going to create specific content and present it to us in an organized manner. And then we will do the marketing for them, like as far as shilling is concerned. But I think it needs to be like negotiated, from project to project.
For sure.
A unique approach, bro, because some projects we might want to take 3% because they might be clueless of what they're doing at all.
Yeah, so we were discussing variable tax. I think that it would be good to let Boo digest it a little bit here, because he did just wake up, and it's something that we essentially sort of we're thinking of as a way, because we're doing this 1% back to Cliff for Burns from World Peace Token. So this can really be the pilot. So let's see what it does in comparison to the last few things that we've been doing. Yeah, exactly. Cliff-based. We're going. So, in comparison to what we've been doing, let's see how this strategy works. And then once we were able to get those strategies down in some type of formula, so like maybe packages whatever it might be, we can offer it to other tokens in the future. But let's let Boo digest it fully first. No, I wouldn't say Cliff is turning into an incubator, basically a marketing machine, right? So like the marketing, marketing in return for that tax to Mr. Benjamin. Yeah, cloud as a service, pretty much. So yeah, get like, let's get Boo, let's give him some time to digest it. There's a lot of, yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's give him some time to digest it, and let's get some time prior to the AMA with Boo to formulate it so that we can have some type of specific strategy. I think for now we'll just see. I mean, we're doing that 1% back to Cliff in exchange for replacing any marketing essentially that we've been doing through any private sales, prior to this. So we'll see how it works if we can get the same kind of volume that we get, and just letting all the Cliff holders know, the more volume that we get, the better. Crypto Cass, can Cliff Army work for Sprout? Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. There's also like a line here where this has to be pretty defined, I suppose, because like Stealth Mash brought up, this is a charity project. Sprout is a charity project as well, first and foremost. I believe, so making sure that there's some distinct line drawn so that people know, like this, they're not questioning or fudding this tax back to Cliff, and understanding how much it's worth.
Supermarket or these? Sorry.
And just understanding, how much work actually goes in, like H is saying, all the graphics, all the content creation, everything that goes into it, but off, giving a new utility for the board Cliff NFTs, as well as giving Cliff a way to replace its taxes with another token's taxes, to make Cliff more attractive to people trading the token. Should be pretty exciting overall. But I think let Boo digest it, and maybe we can get some strategies in place and discuss it on the AMA there in the future. But for now, anybody, H or anybody that has some ideas, specifically on strategies that aren't in regards to like payment structure or whatever, just strategies on how to get the World Peace Token out there as much as possible to the world, so that we can essentially replace a lot of these private sales, these call groups, and influencer marketing with the shill army, right? Any ideas?
Absolutely. I think we definitely should test everything on Peace Token and keep pushing. And obviously, it's like, my excitement for this is just the charity, to be honest with you, to begin with. But anyway, I can benefit Cliff and the YashaDao is just ancillary bonus. So I think we need to, like, if we're gonna do this, we have to approach it properly, it's a business endeavor rather than just anything else. So we need to be organized. We need to have specific groups. Things need to be done properly, because we cannot promise that we're gonna take you to the moon and then we just land short of moon or whatever. So we need to have a roadmap for ourselves, not to share with anybody else. And I would say also people that are going to be involved in this kind of need to have realistic understanding that it will take significant amount of their time. So when people say, "Oh yeah, I can help," that's great, let's do it. So it's going to be a lot of doing, than anything else, you know, because we have all the strategies, all the suggestions. I mean, between the devs and between the active people, of active workers of Yasha, Yasha, people know what needs to be done, and what we really need is just scaling the amount of work what we're putting out. We were having a conversation early that people are like so excited about Cliff. It's because we've been doing things with Cliff, and people haven't been like, the core hasn't been selling, and people have been holding. So there's like so many things on so many level happens, and that doesn't happen by accident. And everything has been designed from like day one by the devs and certain community members that understand some specific things, business related specific things that apply, whether it's a token, it's marketing, it's anything, you know, a bakery or a car wash. So there's certain things that need to take place, and it's serious. And especially if we're going to charge 1% of someone's transactions, or 2%, you know what I mean? It's, or 3%. So we have to deliver. Thus, the approach of the army needs to be like concrete, no fucking around. You know what I mean? It's work. It becomes like a job that needs to yield a specific result, and that specific result will determine if Cliff will, you know, get the amount of money that we need, because essentially we're all going to be working for free. The only thing that we're going to be seeing is the market cap of Cliff going up. So something to keep in mind. And I've been involved in a lot of shilling, and I know pretty much every single shilling group in BSC space. And I'll tell you, people get burned out. Like that's right off the bat. People get burned out. It's a lot of work around the clock. Like Optimus, Optimus's schedule is that what's going to be adopted by everyone who wants to really do it, because we still have to continually do it for Clifford. So it's not going to be like, oh, we're taking on somebody else. We need to, like, we stop doing Clifford. That's going to hurt us. We have to still continue doing stuff, creating stuff for Cliff. We still have to work on Yasha. And I think throughout the ecosystem, we need to step up with marketing altogether, you know? So, and by marketing, I mean creating content, creating posts, creating articles, creating tweets, posting things from Pinterest to TikTok to like all the other free platforms that are available to us. So it's going to be a lot of work for a lot of people. We all need to be ready for it. Starting with like Peace Token, we need to prove it that we can deliver, and you know, you will.
I mean, that's the opportunity, right? There's
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think that's what Peyote's saying is, you know, this is the opportunity. Let's go make it happen. Everybody understands that, you know, like you said, H, that there's going to be a responsibility going forward if it's something that works out. But with the opportunity, you will be able to see something that just might actually blow our mind, the amount of volume that could come in for the World Peace Token, and say, wow, you know, are we going to be able to reach that high on every single token that we're putting out? And if so, then it may give us the motivation to continue to shill the way we've been shilling Cliff. So we just need to see. I mean, there's always many opportunities to go good or go bad, but you know, the thing is, you just got to you got to jump and just see what happens. And I think this is a good chance to do that. So
why not? I mean, you could see, if you do it right, you could have, you know, a couple hundred ETH going back into those buybacks, right? With Cliff. So trying to get everybody motivated and see the opportunity. And H, I think that people will be paid. I think that you know, all the people that are the really hardcore shillers have a board Cliff NFT, right? And if they do get burnt out, they can always sell their board Cliff NFT. But I think a cool utility for the board Cliff NFT is staking them for the rewards pool, where some of those other tokens, some of that tax goes back into that rewards pool, and all of the board Cliff holders get rewards in ETH.
That's a good one. Yeah. I forgot actually about that. But how do we determine from just the holders and collectors and the people who actually put in the work? will it be like across the board, like whoever? Could be people like someone owns 20 board clips or like 15 or whatever, and they're just not even in the community. They just know what we're doing and they're just holding. Should they be getting the benefits of the working bees, or
maybe we can get Optimus. Maybe we can get Optimus to build an API that where you're shilling on Twitter or wherever you use a specific hashtag like Red Army or something, and that hashtag will be tied to your wallet, or that API will be tied to your wallet or that Twitter account, and then that'll distribute your rewards, right, based on how much you're shilling.
But just on that, is shilling only Twitter? Is shilling only Twitter though, or do you expect it on multiple platforms?
Well, I mean, I think for world peace, I think that you're going to have to pull out all the stops, guys, because whether the same, obviously Yon World's here. He's like he's a real one. He's in here. The other influencer groups that we use, obviously Scott has already tweeted us out. You know what I mean? But the other influencer groups that generally do it in return for a small percentage of supply or some type of private sale, right? Whether they support us or announce us to their groups is really up to them, right? And so that's essentially what we're going to try to replace, because we're not doing a private sale. It'd be weird to do a private sale or team tokens for a charity project, right? So let's see. I'm getting a bunch of DMs, guys.
Guys,
So I guess mine.
Joey.
Hey Joey, I had a quick question.
Yes.
So the way Age is talking about it, like it's seeming more of a long-term commitment to these coins and things like that. Whereas with the private sale, it's more so they're really involved during the launch, and then they kind of fade away. So my concern is firstly, I do love the idea of this, doing this as a shilling army favorite. But if we start to take on, say, 100 coins, right? If we're going about it in the way Age is talking, at what point are we oversaturating where we don't have time to work on, say, shilling Cliff because we have 100 other coins which we need to shill? So I think it would be better more so we'll be heavily involved, say, in the beginning phases. We'll hype the launches and things like that, but then we would kind of fade away.
For sure. Yeah, not a bad idea. I know that the long-term obligation could be, pretty daunting, especially with the amount of energy you guys put into one token. So we'll take it. I think take it step by step. Let's see how World Peace Token does and go from there, right?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we're contractually tied to these projects forever due to the contract and the taxation. So we definitely need to continue to work. It's going to get more passive. I think it's just going to be less, more clicking, sharing, teaching them what to do, and then kind of supporting them while we onboard a new project, whatnot. But
that's what I was gonna do. I'm just trying to let them talk.
Right? A tax, if we get, let's say, a 1% tax from World Peace Token going into Cliff, I'm going to be shilling.
Yeah, you need
Peace
10
token
million in the NFT.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm shilling peace, so it's a no-brainer. So
What
in
up,
my
though,
mind, I
Sam?
like to approach things fundamentally, set things up. The way business really works is, right? You set the fundamentals. You don't sleep for 2 years or whatever. You set it up. You lose money. You set it up. You lose money. You work your butt off, and then 2 years later, you just collect dividends, and the business kind of gets automated to the maximum, and you just update, optimize, and you just create more automation. So I think it will be true with everything you really do in business world. So I think the longevity is not even questioning. If I'm a project, right, I come to Cliff and say, I want to, pay you 2% of my contract, my transactions, out of my contract. And then you say, okay, we'll support you with lunch. I'll be middle finger to you. I'm out. What do you mean just lunch? You know what I mean? You're going to support me forever. You take it forever, 2%. So that's kind of an approach. business people, they're like no nonsense people. You know what I mean? When it comes to money, people like, you got to take money out of my pocket. It's different. And again, I'm not talking about peace token. I would do it for free. I'm literally going to be doing it for free, right? So it's not about peace token. My thinking is like beyond it, because I don't really believe in luck in this type of things. I believe in like understanding specific sequence of actions that yield a specific, fruit from the labor. So that's the way I kind of look at it. And I think as far as like, I forgot about that payment option of the board clips. So I think people that will be involved in the shilling, we got to figure out how to keep them in the group. And a lot of people shill on Twitter, a lot of people on TikTok maybe won't be able to grab them from there. Maybe we'll know them personally in a way, like we know a lot of us.
I appreciate y'all too, Sam.
Each other pretty much every day for months.
I'm gonna keep putting in that
so
work.
Maybe there will be a group where you have to actually earn to get into that group, and we have a bunch of people that are in that type of situation, and only they will be able to stake their clips, and if you sell your clip, you're out the group, kind of like a job, so in order to get that job of a shiller and be able to earn the staking pool for board clips, you have to be there. You like, if you go on vacation and you be like, I'm not going to be shilling for a week, people need to know about that. But in a way, we all rely, like I rely on Cliff After Dark people. Like I go to sleep now, right, at that hour, because I know those guys, sometimes because I know those guys are there holding the fort. It's around the clock, somebody's holding the fort in Cliff, and we kind of know each other's schedules, we know each other's time zones. So it's like an organization, because we approached it as a organization, like a DAO kind of a thing, decentralized org. So I think if we just benefit people that way and motivate them and just support them, we might grow a major army. And I don't know if you guys remember, one of the first things I was saying, like I love influencers and things. However, I don't really care about a single influencer. I care about the community. And we talked about this like for many, many days in the beginning, to support each other. Most of us like in my secondary account, right, I had only like maybe 3 people following me, my other 3 accounts, right? And then you all had maybe 5, 10 people following you. Now you have hundreds of people following you. So the question was to build each other and then to build the community to push the project. So we did this kind of a thing. And that it took a lot of work. So people who were from the day one, they understand this, they're on this call, you know what I mean? They'll go pick up a board clip right now to get ready. Maybe they pick up 5, and maybe people who buy more and then stake more get more rewards, people who work more get more rewards. So it needs to be like, I believe in capitalism, and I believe people that work hard and more should be rewarded more and harder. Rewards should be like harder eat, you know what I mean? So I don't know, we kind of like think about it and definitely test on, world token, world peace token. But I've been saying for a while now, guys, we need more people on TikTok. We need people on Instagram. We need people on Pinterest. We need you guys everywhere on socials to have social accounts if this thing to succeed. Facebook and leveraging communities, leveraging your own communities. I mean, we have people now pushing out podcasts and videos and you name it. So, but I think we need to make it clear that in order to tap into that pool, you have to work. You have to own the token. You have to own a clipboard, board clips, and then you have to work. So kind of, it's a precious thing.
I think we just, we need to just let it play out, honestly. I mean, like I said earlier, there's going to be all these different things, all these possible scenarios, and all of the shillers and all the people that have been involved in the Cliff community are going to be working on it at the same time that we see how this test run goes. But definitely hear what you're saying. I think we just need to roll with this one, and then, like you just said earlier about adapting. See how it goes. Adapt. See how it goes. Adapt, and then finally.
I'm sorry, I don't see who's speaking. I'm sorry. Who's it? I don't see. Sorry, I don't recognize the voice.
Clip based.
Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah,
man,
you're
I don't
good,
know.
guys.
I don't really
Like, I think let's give Boo a little time to digest like the full layout of this potential utility for Cliff. And for now, let's try to get some good strategies in place for the launch for World Peace Token, and kind of stick to that. And then yeah, let's see how it does if we do well. If we do well, and this is something that we're able to offer, then the next step, right, would be that formulation, getting everything, super concrete, and then some business development to onboard other tokens so that they can give us some tax, right?
Exactly. Like dialing it in once you get a couple of under your belt, dialing in a program that would actually work for the utility portion of it. So
yeah, for now, World Peace Token, I know what you guys are capable of. I know how hard you guys work. Yeah, I know how hard you guys work, and you guys deserve it. So this 1% back to Cliff. If anybody questions it, guys, like you guys are so hardcore with your shilling efforts, So if anybody deserves it, you guys do. So let's try to get a good solid plan. Let's let H take the lead here. I think, for this World Peace Token, and see if we can't get really organized and really Cliff Army like, and see if we can't just shill this all the way. I mean, we need celebrities. Can Cliff Army get us some celebrities for world peace, right? Like what can you guys do for world peace here?
Yep, definitely. And that's what it is, right? So like we need to set goals and approach them like, incrementally to achieve them. So that's why I don't really believe in like letting things play out. Play out is always a strategy that always happens. But I think, effort is effort, I believe in effort. Like Peyote, you always say execution, right? People can, say whatever, but execution is everything. So for World Peace Token, definitely we all need to have like accounts in TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, any like Reddit. We don't really utilize Reddit. There's a lot of investors on Reddit. We need people with like major karma. If you don't have a karma, there's sites where you can buy accounts with a lot of like 8,000-10,000 karma. And then we can push things in some forums that have like tens of thousands of investors there. So there's a lot we can do as a community for marketing, and it comes from like being organized, setting goals and achieving them. That's the way I feel. Like, I don't know, man, it's my I'm a bit aggressive. I get it, right? I'm aggressive. I don't mean to be like too aggressive. I try to keep it dialed down. I can promise you that, but I believe in like pushing business, like I'm from New York area. People don't mess around here. You step in the room and you start, mumbling. People kick you out of the room. Like they don't have time. So, and that's the way I'm used to. So, and I think it works. I mean, there's a lot of money in New York. Those people know what they're doing. And maybe it's not that great for stress and everything, but there is, monetary results.
I just saw a Hex logo picture come into the voice chat. Where'd you go? Somebody joined. Maybe they joined this group or some other group. But I just saw the Hex logo. I think moving forward, like this is just like my little shill here for Hex and Pulse Chain. But there's a lot of influencers, in a lot of other spaces besides meme tokens. You know what I mean? And some of those influencers get massive followings, and this is going out to Yon World as well. Varying up the target demographic, outside of the meme tokens, outside of the dog tokens, outside of the anime tokens, but over to different protocols, different tokens that have followings, like very loyal followings. The same way that a lot of influencers develop their followings from creating Saitama or SHIB content, there's also a lot of influencers that work Hex, that work Sandbox, that work these other tokens with large amounts of holders into their strategies for building up their audience. And we should be doing the same thing for our tokens, right? There will be a time, potentially, I hope, that all of our tokens will be copied over onto Pulse Chain. And they have a massive holder base with a ton of money. I mean, just to put in perspective, you can go look at the Saitama top holders and the amount of US dollars their holdings are worth, and then go look at the Hex holders list and see like the top 100 holders have over $100 million in Hex. There's a significant difference in the amount of money in Hex versus some of these other projects. And so, just varying up, some of the target demographics. These are just strategies, guys. Just varying up some of the target demographics and whatnot would probably be good for the future. But get really calculated here. Get really calculated. Let's show them what Cliff Army can do when trying to support world peace, and develop some strategies. I'm gonna get going, guys. UFC is gonna start here in a second. I'm gonna grab some dinner. I'm gonna watch UFC, and I'll probably try to stream the fight in video chat here. Share my screen again. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later.
Are you gonna do that in here or quick?
By doing
I'm not sure yet. But guys, get
Peyote for president
coming up. We're doing, again, no team tokens, no private sale. The influencers that are part, the YouTubers, influencers that are part of our community, like Yon, we're thankful that we're getting support, and we're going to, I think that we can do very well with this new strategy. This is a pilot. This is an experiment, and it's going to a good cause. So let's get it together. Thank you. Bye.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Brilliant. Yeah, the UFC already finished. Oh, you still?
Yo, H, I just sent you a message, man. If you want to read that, check it out.
Okay. Was that?
All right, y'all. So I just wanted to capture that. I know I was a little late. But that was the AMA for the world peace. They plan on distributing a certain amount of the tax or the LP to Clifford. So I'm bullish on that. Y'all know I already registered for the pre-sale, but I will keep y'all updated on this project, like as the website comes out, more information. But if you check out the description, I got all of the tokenomics, everything about the project, how to get involved in the pre-sale, the Telegram, everything. Just check out the description, right? Just check out the description. And more information will come for this project. It was a lot of good things was said though in the AMA. Just like overall, I feel like that dude, whoever whoever you were, he was talking during the AMA. He had a lot of good points, a lot of good marketing strategies. I think just like how he was thinking, like, you can't let things play out, but you got to be aggressive in your marketing. And like when you want things to happen, you just got to, make it happen sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Put in the work and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like genius. You don't got to like be genius level or none of that. You just got to really like continuously work towards something. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just the Yasha ecosystem, everything we doing, this group of people, we are going to come up. Like we are going to come up as a group of people, and we're going to get a lot of recognition, and we will go mainstream. I see it happening. Hundreds of thousands of holders and multiple different projects, and just an overall bigger presence on the internet. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And like I said in other videos, I'm gonna make it happen. God damn it, I'm gonna do everything I can in my power to bring more awareness to this ecosystem, because I feel like it's a great ecosystem in cryptocurrency, and I feel like it's still early, right? Hey, bro, are tokens required to participate in a piece of exchange? No, you have to hold them in your wallet. You have to hold them in your wallet. And then you will, like, that's how to enter the pre-sale, by having 10 million in Yasha and having a salmon in NFT. That's how to enter the pre-sale. But after that, you will have to pay, you know, for however much it is. Like if it's half an Ethereum, or, you know, however much the allocation is per pre-seller, they'll tell you how much ETH to send, and then you will send that much. So, but you need to hold Inuyasha and you need an NFT to even enter the pre-sale. And then it's another cost on top of that, you know. But yeah, overall, y'all know I'm bullish on the whole Inuyasha ecosystem. Shout out to Peyote. I appreciate all of the, you know, shout outs, all the respect. You know, it's mutual with me. Everybody, shout out to Sam. Shout out to everybody that's active in the community that I see often, you know. But yeah, that's my video. I will be back with another one. You already know I do this every day. Every day. This is my job. It's just public, right? But yeah. So I can exchange it once I get in the pre-sale. No. Nah, like, I mean, you probably won't be, if you do something like that, like, you probably won't be able to get in no other pre-sales, you know? So I wouldn't, like, they audit the wallet, so they make sure you don't, you know, buy something and dump it real quick, and, you know. That's why. Me personally, I feel like pre-sale, you know, is a privilege, and it should be given to those who can meet the requirements and are responsible, like, because you're gonna hold a certain percentage of the coin, you know. So it's like, I just feel like it's a privilege, in my opinion. But you can get in the pre-sale. The requirements: 10 million in Yasha, 1 NFT. Everything is in the description. Everything in the description. So just check that out. Like, check it out in the description. I'm about to go out and get me something to eat. That's what I was doing. I was about to leave. Then I had started recording. But yeah, it's your boy Yon World. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I'm out. Peace.